great news. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Detroit Metro chapter of 1 Million Cups. I'm a little biased, but Wednesday mornings is kind of my new favorite day of the week, simply because I get to come here and see all these wonderful people, everybody who supports the entrepreneurial ecosystem here in Detroit, in the Metro Detroit area. We see a lot of people who are here every week, so they find value in what we do here every week. So thank you so much for your continued support for coming out. If you are a resource provider in the entrepreneurial ecosystem space, please raise your hand. We love it. Look at those who've raised their hands. They are here to support you, the small business owner. Well, there's two more. Hi, Tanisha. Good to see everyone this morning. 1 million cups. Excuse me, back up. Who's here for the first time? Keep your hands up. And it's great to see so many people out. I met Scott. Scott has just moved here from Denver. Scott was part of the 1 Million Cups chapter in Denver. So he's come to hang out with us because he's found a lot of value in the 1 Million Cups meeting. So thank you, Scott, for coming out. And we look forward to seeing you in the future. Keep your hands up if you are new. We do have a gift for you.
Well, there's a gift.
You're not new.
We're getting more motion. If you are new, make sure you see either myself or Jane in it, and we'll get you your website.
So let me tell you a little bit about 1 Million Cups and what we are and why we do what we do. There are hundreds of thousands of entrepreneurs across the United States. And as you know, small businesses are the largest employers of people in the country, more than your big companies. But the problem is that the majority of small businesses fail in the first 5 years. The Kauffman Foundation recognized that that was a problem. We can write checks, but how do we support small business owners, budding entrepreneurs, to make sure that we get that success rate up higher so that we can keep small businesses? They are a vital part of our community. Most of the companies that we do business with are small businesses. If you think about it, less than 100 employees and less than $2 million in revenue. Imagine if there were no small businesses in your community, what would the quality of life be like? Wouldn't be very good with it. So there was a need to create an ecosystem to support small businesses, and not only in the Kansas City area, but across the country. There are over 100 chapters of 1 Million Cups across the country that do exactly what we do every Wednesday morning. And our goal is to support small businesses in our areas. So we do that with a group of entrepreneurs, with a group of small business resource providers, the nonprofits that are focused on that space, to help small business owners to grow their businesses, to help entrepreneurs who have that great idea who's going to be the next billionaire to get his business started, whether it's in his garage or in a space like this, a co-working space, so that they can make their businesses grow. We want to thank our sponsors, Incubizo, who owns this beautiful space. Give them a round of applause. Thank you, Josh, for this beautiful space. We'll have our coffee sponsor come up. Every week there's an opportunity. Of course, it doesn't work when you need it to work. You pass that. Anyway, we'll get the technical difficulties out of the way. But some things that we ask from our audience is we ask for support. We are a group of volunteers who decided to volunteer our time to help this organization. There are 13 people in this room who volunteer to make 1 Million Cups work. If you are a volunteer, raise your hand. There you go. And we thank you so much for your time. If anyone is interested in supporting our cause, if you want to volunteer to help this group continue to grow and to do the many tasks that make this organization run, we're looking for volunteers. There we go. Thank you. We're looking for volunteers. It's about 3 to 4 hours, maybe 5 hours a week of your time, but it doesn't really fall out of the scope of what you do every day. You talk to people about what you love to do. You talk to people about organizations that you love to support. You invite people. We get a lot of people who come to us because they've been invited by someone because they find value in what we do. So if you'd like to be an organizer, see one of us. It's a very simple process. We have this meeting once a week. We have an organizers meeting every Friday morning at 9:30. And then we talk about what we're going to do to make sure that we deliver good content and we bring value to this business community. We also are looking for presenters. Our presenter today came and saw this and says, hey, I think I can do this. I've got some challenges with my business that I need help with. So she has bravely stepped up. But we make it easy because we help. We do coaching. We help with your presentation. And then there's support afterwards. Everyone in this room is going to help this presenter today to address business challenges, what they need to do to move their businesses forward. So we're looking forward to the presentation. But I'm going to shut up now. It's enough about me. Did I forget anything? Coffee sponsors coming up next. Again, Open and Thrive is the primary sponsor for 1 million cups in Detroit. We'll talk more about what Open and Thrive does and why they've chosen to sponsor this program a little later. But I'm going to bring up our coffee sponsor. Where is she? Where'd she go? Come on up. Our coffee sponsor is Hair Shack. She's just launching her business. Is going to tell us she's the only person that gets to pitch here. So she's the only person that gets to talk about what she do and why you should buy her wares or her services.
Oh, microphone and all. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Erica Hatfield. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your time. What a cool concept. Yeah, what a lot of support. So I have been doing hair longer than I'd like to say out loud. I am a true artist, true colorist, precision cutting. I absolutely love what I do. I do. I love what I do. So I thought that I would get the courage to start my own hair shack. It's a one-man station, so baby steps. I am looking for support. I'm looking for people to come in, fill that little space, leave feeling good, looking good. Okay. I don't want to say too much. We tend to do that when we're nervous, which I am, deer in the headlights. I'm confident behind the chair. I will make you feel warm and welcome. I like to do a lot with the community. Okay, so I think that's important. I'm actually, where's Lori? Lori, she was my first client, and she has really supported me to build the confidence to even stand up here today, this morning. She was like, keep it sweet, keep it simple. So I'm going to be working with her with the food pantry. And so I don't want to just keep on talking. I want you to enjoy the little gift bags that I put together. Okay, come see me. I offer scalp treatments, which is kind of not so much a trending thing, but I think it's important as far as taking care of yourself, right? So as a licensed massage therapist, that was incorporated with what I'm doing behind the hair station at the shampoo bowl. And I'm going to wrap it up with that. Thank you so much.
Now, so.
I think, yeah, so that's it. I'm going to hand the microphone over to Daryl. Thank you for your help this morning
Thank you.
with the coffee.
Is everybody awake now? I just wanted to say one thing real quickly. I don't really get into politics, but we've heard a lot about these three initials the last few days, haven't we? DEI. Look around the room. This is what it's truly about. You can kill the law, but you can never kill the spirit. So thank you that we have such a diverse community and we support one another. You're not here to hear me talk. Michelle, insert Toolless products. She has a very, very unique product. She's got some challenges that she's asked for our help with, her and her husband. He's a serial entrepreneur. He's opened and closed more businesses than probably we would ever even think about. But he's never given up because he knows entrepreneurship is his dream. And we want to help support him. I think this is an amazing product. We are all concerned about security in our homes, right? We might want to make sure we keep the good people in, keep the bad people out. So Michelle, come on up and tell us a little bit about your product and how we can help you today.
Can you ask about those new people?
Oh, I'm sorry. And if you're a new person, we do have a gift. Raise your hand again if you did not get your gift.
Jeff, you are not new.
You got added to the stuff over.
There's one here.
Well, somebody-
And there too. Next to Quinn. There, right there. Come over here. And you have 10 minutes to tell us a little bit about what your challenges are. Just a clicker. And then we will give you some feedback, okay?
All right, 10 minutes, I can do that. All right, thank you so much to 1 Million Cups and Oakland Thrive. And I have to thank God too, because I would have never planned this path in my life has taken. So a little bit about us, my husband and I grew a commercial painting business in Florida for about 15 years. And we did high-end homes and shopping centers. And it was during that time that we often had customers ask us to install their security lighting. And it was during this time that we started to see some of the challenges that they had. If you misdrilled a hole, you could have you could have a leak happen that would cause a lot of damage. Customers just didn't want to take the time to deal with it. And so we recognize those things. And so fast forward several years later, and we had some chronic health issues that really changed our trajectory. And so we had to rethink what we were going to do. So, so as we were figuring life out and dealing with this, with this medical issue, my husband, who is always trying to think of ideas and always solving problems, he thought, there's got to be an easier way to install security lights. And so he started working with different ideas and ended up with an idea to put it on the gutter. So what do? We bring peace of mind through the accessibility to solar security lighting. I'm going to talk less and just show you. So basically, whenever you're putting up security lighting, you get the drill out, you've got to wait for it to charge, you get the screws out, you climb the ladder, and you
I'll be down to white today.
okay. And so we bypass all of that, and you have the patented mount right here, and you take the light with the solar panel up, and you just slide it right into the mount, clicks in, climb the ladder, and you stick it up there, and that's it.
Can I pass this around?
Sure. So you don't need a drill, you don't need screws, you don't have to stand up there for 15 minutes while you're balancing and trying to figure it out. And so what we found through this also is, okay, so this is a collection of lights of my husband driving around, and he's like, all right, they had a problem doing that. So this is our collection of homes where we saw you've got the solar panel up underneath the soffit, so it's not going to get the sun's rays that it needs. That's happening multiple times. And then you've got where someone you've got the light up top, or it looks like a camera, and then they had to put the solar panel way down here. So we also have another version coming out where the solar panel snaps onto the top of the mount, so you don't have to worry about any of that. And so what was really nice is that as we were doing this for our benefit, we found that it made security lighting accessible to a group of people who may not have had it at all. You had young homeowners that didn't have the tools. You had people who didn't have the knowledge and didn't want to stand up there trying to figure it out. You had people who didn't want to pay the $130 to $250 to have somebody come do it. So even though that's a solar light, if you purchase a solar light on Lowe's or Home Depot, it'll have a little thing saying for $130, we'll come out and put that up for you. And the conventional light is just a little bracket with two holes that you drill, but they're still going to charge you $130 to do that. So we were pleased that as we started to get out there, there were people who were just excited that, wow, I can now have this. It takes seconds. It doesn't cost me a lot of money. And so we're just happy to be able to serve others' needs as we're solving a problem for our family. So that's our light. And so we've got, the customer feedback is great on it. So where we're at is that once we got the product developed, we went to the Lowe's Into the Blue event and presented, but at that time we had no sales. So they have partnered us with a distributor and with a sales group. The problem is that the purchase orders come in as the sales come in online, which means there's no PO ahead of time, and banks don't like that. So we have a pretty good trajectory where we do show that we can pay a bank loan, but again, the bank wants to see that up front. So that is our challenge right now. Takes 60 to 75 days to get paid. So we're financing all of our orders, which now that they're getting bigger, that's very difficult for us to be able to do. And so our other challenge then is we put all of our money into getting online. We're online with Lowe's, Amazon, Wayfair, Walmart, and we just got accepted to Sam's and Staples. And so we have got to keep that inventory in place because they do not like that when you run out of inventory. So what we've tried so far, we sold things, we don't treat ourselves, we bootstrapped, we took loans, credit cards, and so right now we are pivoting to sell directly from our website. With the hopes that cash flow will get better so we can get paid sooner and have more control over that turnover. And we're working on a crowdfunding campaign, and that should launch pretty soon here. So the lessons that we learned, what did not work is we underestimated, or we were so busy just making sure things got done. We didn't realize we should pay attention daily to becoming bankable, having those systems in place, protecting credit, and making sure we had a strategy to where when we went to the bank that we could get that money that we need. So we're working on that. We realized too that you can't manage what you don't measure, and that again is a daily process. But we also found that we did our best, did our due diligence, but my husband, not for my husband, but for me, I had to quit sitting and thinking about it and just get up and keep making moves, keep meeting people, just do something. So with my personality, I can be really bad about sitting behind a computer and wanting to have the plan, and that does not work in business to a certain extent anyway. So answers really did come as we made moves. We would meet the right people, solutions would come. And so we're really blessed to be as far as we are. So we're really happy with that. What did work? It was very important to us. My husband is extremely detailed, so we would look at it from the customer's perspective. When you take this product out of the box, that there shouldn't be anything they have to do except for put it up. So if you think of Christmas morning, or you think of going into a hardware store, I did not like leaving thinking, okay, did I get everything on the package. Were there any batteries? Were there any screws? Do I need an Allen wrench? I want to know when I purchase that product, I can go home and be done with it and go on to the next thing. And so we really looked at it through what challenges the customer had with having security lights, and if we could solve every problem associated with that. The other thing that did work is, like this group right here, networking has been absolutely vital for us. Detroit, I don't know about other cities, but the Metro Detroit area is incredible. As a business owner, we've found so many supportive people, so many supportive organizations, and so networking has been absolutely vital to our business. And so making sure that we're around like-minded people has been important. So right now, just to keep our business flowing, if we can get ourselves to 500 units a month, that would really put us in a different space. We're around 250, 300. And so what we're trying to figure out is, how do we maximize our money for successful marketing in general, and specifically for our current crowdfunding campaign, which would get us an order over here that is more efficient as far as shipping and volume discount and stuff like that. And the other thing is, am I asking the right question? So, because sometimes you look at it so long that you don't see it properly. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was amazing. Very, 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 very good job. So here's the fun part. So we've seen the challenges. I know the wheels are turning, the brains are thinking, how can we help? So here's what we're going to do. We're here to support. We're here to make some suggestions, because either we've been there or we understand the challenge, and we want to give some great support, some ideas. A couple things that I picked up on is supply chain is an issue. Maybe working with her distributor. So some things like that. Yep, you're in the right place. So who'd like to come up first and offer some suggestions?
I saw you nodding your head back there.
Oh,
Hi, everyone. I'm Melissa McClary Davis. I work with Oakland Thrive. I have a marketing agency. I just had a quick question, like, what have you been doing in marketing? Because you're in the stores and you are at 250 per month. So what have you been doing so far?
Well, it's pretty amazing. So we've taken part in the Lowe's Loop and the Walmart Spark review programs. So we sent out 50 units for each one, where they have people who will take great pictures and test the product and write a good comprehensive review. Otherwise, the sales group we were working with encouraged us to do organic sales so we can see how people find it. So we've not been doing any other marketing besides the reviews. Yeah.
So have you looked into, you want to go to do it on your website, so it's almost as if it's like drop shipping, right? You want to just have consumers purchase from your website?
Well, and that's where we're trying to figure out the dollars that it takes to market. Is it worth getting, a couple of customers, people ordering 1 or 2 units? We have found too that 20% of our customers order like over 4 units. So, but we don't have access to the data because we're working through a distributor. So ideally, so I feel like I'm talking in circles, but we don't, without a good marketing strategy and the money behind it, we don't necessarily feel like targeting the individual consumer is the best use of our money. Hence the crowdfunding campaign. Another idea is to target builders, but it's time and money to go after the right proud so that we'll be getting money in sooner than the distributor pays us.
Okay, so yeah, it sounds like you definitely need like a marketing strategy plan and understanding like who is your ideal customer. You've got enough data, it seems like, so you can kind of determine the ideal customer that give you the profit margin that you need to then have the money to be able to invest. And I'm assuming, is your ultimate goal to sell this to someone else? What's the ultimate goal for the business?
Well, we do have 2 other products that we want to get to market when that time comes. A high visibility solar address sign that also fits on the gutter and it's solar. And then we have a brighter, much brighter light that we want to introduce. So that's down the road. If we sell it, we're still trying to figure that out. But
I'll let other people talk.
Thank you, Melissa.
Hi, I'm Janet Chemansky. I'm with the American Business Women's Association. I also have worked at Amazon and Walmart as an area manager. So I have a suggestion. You're competing with a lot of product there. What about working with local communities? Because, for instance, I had to get my house painted, and so when I had a couple project managers come out to my house because I had to get some wood fixed, I uncovered from a project manager that these couple pieces of wood and the painting were not the problem, that if it wasn't for the project manager coming to my house and uncovering what the real root cause was, I actually had a gutter problem. So a suggestion would be that, have you targeted the people that are actually installing gutters? And I could give you a referral of who installed my gutters, and maybe word of mouth that would be help you out. As well as you have like the new builders coming in, but if you target the older subdivisions that are also going in and maybe painting, because I know like my neighbors got security cameras put in and they had people drilling and doing all this stuff. And so maybe that's a couple ideas, and I can talk to you after.
yeah, thank you. So hearing it come from someone who has had that experience is great. And so that is something that we've discussed. Like I said, hearing your feedback makes us realize it's really something we need to do. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Phoenicia Glenn. And I own a virtual administrative company. So I've seen that one of the points there was it was about measurements. I'm sorry, I can't remember the exact word.
We can't manage what we don't measure.
Yes. So we do set up workflows, system processes, things like that. So once you get your marketing strategy and plan, that would be something to look into. Also, I used to sell gutter protection and code report. So when she said it, I was like, oh, okay. Just the technique was having sales agents go out door to door on commission, right? Because that's almost like how we worked, and they're literally selling the lights for you. So, and also maybe targeting subdivisions.
Okay.
Right, with large number, like in my area, we have 250 homes, right? So you can send a couple people out there to hit 250 homes, you know what I mean? We all need security, and also I've been struggling with that too, so it's nice to hear.
Thank you so much. I think that like when I go back to talking about trying to sit and think about it, because right now we don't have, I mean, I don't even know how much it would take to really do marketing, but we don't have $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 to do that. So it looks like it's going to be a lot of just getting out there and getting exposure. So yeah, that sounds like what we're looking at right now. Thank you so much.
Hi, great job, Tanisha Molden. I happen to be a intellectual property attorney and business coach.
So I thought that was a great idea. And so, you know, sometimes we think about what we don't have,
with the idea about the salesperson and not necessarily how to make that happen. So the first thing you said is we don't have the money. No, people will go out on commission. So don't doubt that people are willing to go out. They will make it happen for you. You just have to put the plan together to do that. So if you put the plan and the strategy together, you can find the people will show up.
Okay.
So, I know.
Yes, no, I was just thinking, I actually did the numbers this week to how would it work if we did commission, so.
Excellent. See, yes, it's already happened. Then she showed up. That's what happened, guys. So my other question is, do you have a patent?
We do.
Okay, so the one thing I would probably suggest, I would love that you put the patent, that this is a patented product. You did not mention that at all, so.
Or one time, right, yeah.
Yeah, and keep drilling it in, because the perception is that this is a proven product. You went through all the effort and this, we can depend on this.
Right.
So I would definitely put that in the marketing, to say that this is a patented product. We've gone through all, we've tested it and for using it. That's what I would recommend in the marketing piece, and also having a marketing strategy, what Melissa said. The other thing, I think Melissa asked you what your goals were or what for the company. That having the goals will help dictate what strategy you have in place. You have to know what the goal is in order to put a strategy in place. So that might be when you ask what question am I not asking, that piece is missing. If you don't have a goal, we can't put a strategy in place. Yeah.
Great presentation, by the way. So we have Vicky Winkler on our Zoom meeting. She says targeting builders is a great idea. You can buy targeted lists to direct mail to them. SEO is also very beneficial, especially for products like this that have a clear competitive advantage. Sales to individual consumers cost the most to market, has the least margin. Bulk sales to vendors and distributors.
Thank you, Vicki.
Yeah, one more.
I promise I'm not gonna be long. I see the donuts. So, Michelle, I love your product. I'm a new homeowner and drilling gives me anxiety sometimes. So I love it. I like your approach of like straight to the consumer, like no middleman. Like, let me just go to Amazon. I love it. Me personally, as a millennial homeowner, I like being able to order off my phone and
Right.
I don't want to call people. I don't want to talk to nobody. So this is great. But my name is Destiny with Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses. But it was a resource that I wanted to make sure you're aware of. The University of Michigan has the Detroit Neighborhood Entrepreneurs Project. So this right here, I can give you the website. But they they have students there to assist with marketing, accounting, just things of that nature to help get kind of a basis plan. So it might be a really good resource to check out. I also have like a number of other ones if you wanted on a separate, just chat it up. Also Goldman Sachs, if you feel ready, we might be able to help you out. Our program, we do offer a 14-week, very time-intensive program where we help out with very detailed marketing strategy, a growth plan, like extremely detailed to flesh out what you may need because you can't market what you don't know how to measure exactly what you said. So yeah, that's it for me.
And I wanted to say, yeah, so as far as the goal goes for our business, so the goal that I think that she was speaking of was whether we would sell it or whether we would continue to grow it. And any thoughts as to what elements we would look at to make that decision. But we had spoken before about having a 5-year plan. So yeah.
Good morning, everyone. How you guys doing? My name is Quinn Wright. I'm a financial planner. Oh, I need to go this way, apparently. My name is Quinn. I'm a financial planner. And I just had one thought while I was sitting over there listening to your presentation, looking at your products. The one thing I wondered is, have you thought about licensing out the patent pending part of your product to other manufacturers while you have it? Because just like in every product, there's people dissecting it, and as soon as they can, they're gonna like copy it. So rather than wait for them to, interfere, maybe give thought to licensing it out to some companies to use with their lights, and you still get paid because it happens in all industries. I just saw that GM is bringing over a Hyundai car and batching it as a Chevy product. So just a thought.
Okay, excellent, thank you. Yeah, we have talked about that, and we're trying to decide whether we should build our brand first or if we needed to go after the licensing. So I think we need to look into that more.
Okay. Hey, that should be 1 million cups.
No, that's it. It was given to me. So, nice to meet you. My name is Bernie Brown. I have a digital cybersecurity firm, but I have actually 4 questions. So, one is, it seems like cash flow is the issue. Obviously, we need to build a box, right? And so, have you looked at like kind of like AR, kind of don't like the term, but basically where you could put the receivables up for cash in terms of like, because when the orders come in, that thing factoring. So when the orders come in, you know, like you have a large order that you can pull out. I'm sorry. So when these orders come in, that you have the cash flow there to kind of make it. So have you looked at the factoring?
So I think the distributor is really at an advantage in this situation because we started with them as a brand new company. And so I need to look at renegotiating with them, and I still need to figure out how to do that because they basically, as sales increase. So our product is sitting in their 3PL. So they're our 3PL.
Sure.
And as online sales are coming in, then they're like, okay, we need 300 units. And then they just switch them over to into their possession. So there's still not enough really ahead of time. So what you're saying is that if we're waiting 60 days for cash.
And you'd have the cash up front, but they'd take a percentage of back. And then you can make it because if you get because if you get an order for 1,000 units, right? So there's 1,000 units of cost that has to be burdened into that, right? The manufacturer, then you gotta wait for 60 days for that cash to come back to offset the cost versus just saying offset the receivable, the factoring with a percentage. No, you may not have that full maximum, but you know, in terms of like large big boxes, you do see that as a way to get it. It's tough because it's great that you got it in Walmart, but it's 1,000 units.
Right.
Right. So I mean, one-on-one will do it, but it will be a slower grind to fund it. You know what I mean? I'm not discouraging it. I'm just saying that. Yeah, yeah. And so there's several out there. And then the other thing is, have you thought about using that to engage with an insurance company like State Farm because it's a safety product? So that would be something that you look at because it lowers the discount. That's a marketing thing in terms of the homeowner, right? Just like the security system, these would also work in terms of lights.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, it clearly looks like we can start contacting, you know, insurance companies, builders. We need to really, we can do that.
Nice job.
Okay.
That's done. Hi, my name is Maria Wellborn, and I'm with Focus Consulting. And I'm actually working with a client that's doing a fundraise with venture capitalists. So the question for you is, have you considered venture capital to fund the buildup of inventory? You have a product, you have a patent, you have production, you have customers with brand name recognition, and you have sales on the books. You're ready for venture capital. Have you considered that?
We would love to look into that. We would love to do that. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk afterwards and I'll see if I can make some introductions.
Okay.
Fantastic product.
Oh, yeah. On TV, ESPN right there.
All right. So in my former life, I had a consumer product good.
There you go. You're good.
So this kind of triggered some old memories. And so kind of like the gentleman was talking about the factoring, like the financing, factoring would be a good option for you, I think. Also, lowest cost of capital, right? So what I found years ago was if you have a revenue stream, friends, families, there's private money that won't charge as much. Equity, it'll be more of a, will be kind of percentage, it'll be lower cost of equity. I mean,
So really the venture capital.
right. It's gonna be a little lower. You know, like people with money,
Yeah.
they love it. I'll invest in you. Give me a percent, like mini Shark Tank.
Right.
But also in terms of the product itself, what's a price point?
$53.99
So
retail.
what's the price point?
$53.99.
Oh, wait, today you get another one for free?
Did you say what she said?
Oh, $53.99? That, $53.99, okay. How long does it take to install?
So you get a ladder out, climb the ladder, that's it.
I like to see it and I hear it. So I'm thinking of a video.
Yeah,
do you
it's
have
on our
video?
website.
Yeah, but okay. And also from what I learned was invest in a little like SEO, ad marketing, Facebook, Google marketing. You get a ton of customer data.
Okay.
That way, who's looking at it? Where are they looking at it? Is it Northeast America or is, you get geographic data, so you'll be able to target. Also, a cheap marketing tool is trade shows, consumer trade shows, construction trade shows. Do the raffles, get the data, get the emails, marketing campaigns, drip campaigns, make sure you're front and center. I think this is a great product. That I think there's a lot of low cost marketing tools you can enable to get the home, whoever needs to be in. Also, is there like a lifespan on this or is that like
It's got a 2-year warranty on it.
okay. I'll put that on there as well. Kind of like more reassuring. But I think it's a great product. I think there's a lot of, again, trade shows,
Get in front of people.
low cost, ads. And once if you do, as you said, something about trying to do direct to consumer. So you'll be able to figure out what your client acquisition cost is. And if you say most of them are buying, or 20% are buying or more, so you'll be able to kind of see where your money should be going, as well. So I think,
That's good information.
you.
I think too, our product is something you really need to see demonstrated. So we've started having customers send their videos and pictures in. So we had one I just posted yesterday that the guy said he was holding his baby and he's tall and he just put it up there. So, so I think that people really need to see it in use. I think that's what's important. And we'll just start putting those videos on there.
We're good.
Okay, so thank you, Michelle. You did a really good presentation. I'm Melissa. I'm one of the volunteer organizers. I'm going to revisit your questions and I'm going to kind of ask the room as well. So I see that your second question here is specifically, how do we maximize our money with our current crowdfunding campaign? So before I ask you what you're doing now, if anyone in the room has ever done a crowdfunding campaign, I'm sure others of us are curious as to how you did that, what you offered, what the give back was it worth your time? So if you have any suggestions for her, that is one of her specific community questions for us today. So come line up and we have plenty of time, I just heard, to offer suggestions on that. But so when you say that, how do we maximize money for our successful marketing, specifically with the crowdfunding campaign? What are you asking?
So the confusion comes in that, so we've got the video that should be done anytime soon. How do we get people to come see it? I mean, do we need to buy email list? That's where we're really stuck. Because the situation we're in, we've got, we want to get a 20-foot container, which holds 4,000 units to bring down, it's the most efficient shipping and they give us a discount on it. And if we can get 1,100 people to buy a product, so it's not like we just have an idea, but if they buy one, then we have enough to get that shipment over here. Profit margins are better, the cash is there. And so that's where we're stuck. How do we get people to see it before we launch it or when we launch it? So I don't know how that works.
Has anyone done a crowdfunding campaign? Melissa, have you done one? Can you want to come up here and talk about it? Because I remember when I was doing crowdfunding for a nonprofit, we had to have tiers of what you would get for investing in us. And how did we let people know about the crowdfunding campaign? I think that's what you're asking. How can you market your crowdfunding campaign? Is that
Right,
correct?
I'm gonna get eyes on it, which is marketing. And then as far as the tiers go, I've got one product.
You have to say it on the mic for two reasons, in case you guys don't know. There's people in the back, one. There's people on Zoom and there's people on YouTube Live.
So the different components of the crowdfunding campaign, like you said, you have to have multiple, if somebody doesn't want to do the $53.99, they just want to contribute $10. What do we give them? I get stuck on that. I mean, do we make a bunch of t-shirts or whatever? I don't know. So, and then the other thing is once we have the campaign up and the video and everything, how do you get people to see it?
Okay.
Without putting a bunch of money into that, or do you just have to do that investment?
All right, you ready, Melissa? Yeah. All right, pass it and say thanks, Melissa.
Thanks, Melissa. All right, I don't want to sound rude or mean, but it sounds like a lot of the crowdfunding effort, it's a lot of work. Like before, Maria mentioned it, you have the data, you're in the stores. I know the margin's not great right now. You have customers, you have units that are sold, you want to get it out to people, for sure.
I
But
need
it
to
just seems,
finance the shipment. That's the problem.
okay, financing the shipment. So it's really a margin game if you're kind of really, to answer the right questions, you should be thinking about like, how can I increase my margin? Because if you could finance it, which when you keep your model the way it is right now, if you could finance it and you don't have to worry about the cash flow and issues like that, when you keep the model the same way, it's the easiest model. It's easier, right? Right.
Yeah. It is.
So I think those are the questions to ask, and if the crowdfunding can kind of get you those dollars to get the word out. I mean, digital marketing is the most efficient way to do it. You know, you can create awareness campaigns and take your video and put it on various platforms to kind of get the word out to individuals. So you can do that. You can take that video also, give it to the Walmarts of the world too. They can add it to their listing so they can see that. And tell your story, try to humanize the story. You've done a great job with it in terms of the pain points, but just humanize why you guys are doing it. But ideally, I think what Maria can give you, she mentioned the funding, and I think the one gentleman who talked about margin and understanding your inventory and try to get deals. To me, getting deals with your current distributors seems like to be the easiest way to get you to that cash flow versus moving your model to online and business to consumer. So I just want to mention that.
I think you had some things another thing you and I talked about was going back to your distributor and asking for the terms. It's not acceptable to have 60, 75 days. That is absolutely insane for a small business. It's kind of the kiss of death. So that's a conversation to be able to have. If there are other distributors out there in the same space, you might start negotiating with them also. It's just as a package, say, hey, I've got other people that want to do this. So you need to come to the table with better terms.
Only because I want you to push me forward too, I'll say. So Jeff Walker, Rural Nature Solutions. Couple of questions. So you sell the light and this, and everything's patented, or just this?
Just that.
Okay. Is this able to be used on other lighting systems? Or just the one that you're partnering with?
It can be adaptable to other lighting systems.
Okay. I was only asking because I was on your website, I was on Lowe's and everything else, and followed all the things that you had to sell for sale. And I was just curious, with all the other competition out there, are we missing an opportunity to say this is adaptable to the other lights as well? So you sell this for your profit margin on one side and the whole lighting system on the other, so you hit it from both angles.
Right. So that would have to be tooled a little bit differently. So we do have, we can do a universal mount, but we would do the tooling for that.
Okay.
So again, the question has been, do we get our name out there first, or do we go ahead and just start approaching other businesses?
Okay. All right. Yeah, no, I was just curious as I was looking at it, because I see the other lights that you could buy a 4-pack, 5-pack, or whatever.
Right.
If I could buy this for $10 or $15 and attach it to the light system I have, you still make the profit, then I don't have to worry about the other lighting systems.
Right.
Just, even if I have to put a few screws in this,
Right.
because this is the main connector, right? Cool. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Anyone else? We have time for one more comment. Sri, please come up. Question. Would it benefit you to manufacture this piece yourself?
It's basically, the factory will do it for $1 for just for the mount.
Okay,
So we haven't looked into it further. Well, early on, my husband went and talked to a bunch of CNC places in the area. And at that time, it was out of the question because they wanted, an order of 30,000 at a time. So that would have to be something we would revisit as we could do it. You're saying manufactured in the US? Okay.
give you a real tip, 3D printing. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Well, it's a wonderful presentation. Thank you very much for joining us here today. My name is Sri from Unique Solutions Advanced Technologies here in Royal Oak. A couple of things that I noticed, if I'm restating your problem statement. Number one, you are having cash challenge for maintaining the inventory. Number two is your marketing. Am I stating
Marketing,
correctly?
yes.
Okay. So first, your inventory cash challenge is, I'm not sure if you look at SBA. SBA have so many opportunities for you to have a better cash availability for inventory maintenance. They have, I personally experienced it. They have a lender matching program. So if you put your categorization and your requirements, that will be distributed to 1,000 different banks who will come to lend you, and then SBA will back as a collateral for your loan. So that should solve your, possibly that should solve your cash flow problem to maintain the inventory. And second part that I wanted to share with you is, as I'm hearing from everybody, you're having trouble collecting the data and marketing it back. So in order for better marketing, yes, of course, data is important. The most easiest and cheapest way for you to get the data is Apollo.io. It's a subscription website. It's not that too expensive to get the data, but in a snap, you will be able to get thousands of email addresses that you can market to. And third component to that is, I can comfortably tell you that you need to raise your price.
Okay.
That's the best way to have some margin that you can use for your other activities that you can go for, rather going on trying to make it thin margin, and you're going to get suffocated and die very fast. So A, you need to raise your price. B, when you raise your price, obviously you need to show the value proposition. You can comfortably, confidently present it, which I don't see anywhere on Amazon or anywhere you're stating that it's a patented product and it is US. You don't need to say US made product, but it is USA product or some sort, because you are in US.
Innovated.
US, something like that. So you can claim the patriotism to show the value for the product. And most importantly, I can see that with the new administration coming and tariffs are increasing, you will have a great shot for increasing your product presentation or product share. So B, look into SBA for getting the money to manage and maintain your inventory. And C, look at the Apollo.io to get the data either for presenting your product or to look for distributors and partners that can take your product into the market, like contractors or anybody. Even if you take 10, 20 emails a day and then send a personal emails, that will make a big impact over the course of time. I hope I'm helping you that.
You are, thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you so much for all your support, all your suggestions, all your comments. And there's a couple of people you definitely need to see before you leave here today. Okay. So what do you think?
Oh, it's fabulous. This is a great group, and the feedback was great, and it strengthened some of the thoughts we'd already had and gave us a lot of great new things to do too.
Awesome. As we mentioned, we do put this up on Zoom, so you'll be able to watch this later, because I know this is a lot to take in. This is a lot to take in. So It will be available for you later this afternoon or probably tomorrow. I want to ask you 2 questions. First question is, what did you find? One takeaway that you could implement immediately.
Apollo.io and I think we're gonna try to do some commission sales for our immediate needs. And then we've got some things to be moving forward as far as making sure that we understand what our goal is in the next 5 years.
What was the second question? So you made me figure real quick.
What made you decide to sign up to present?
What motivated you to sign up to present?
The group, how helpful everybody is, and then that was the main thing. It's a great comfortable space. We're truly, people are trying to help each other. That was the biggest motivator.
Great, thank you so much. Real quick, there's one thing that everybody in this room can do to support Michelle and her husband. Follow them on social media.
Thank you, yes.
Go to their website, talk about the presentation. It takes 5 words to trigger the algorithm so that other people can share it. Hashtag her business, hashtag 1 million cups Detroit Metro, hashtag entrepreneurs, hashtag small businesses. We want to see you get people to come to your site. Talk a little bit about what she did today so that we can get you out on social media and get people to take a look at your company. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out today. A couple of things that we're going to do before we leave is talk a little bit about upcoming events. Next week's presenter is February 5th, Cyber Media Info, E2E Healthcare, Ascension School of Healing Arts, Sweet Potato Delights, Your Digital Handyman, Colossum. And we've got an opening in March. So if anyone would like to talk about their business, if they want to present, if you know someone who should be here presenting, bring them to a meeting because you need to come here first before you can go out, before you can present. Come to a meeting, bring them here, we'll coach them up, and we will get them the help that they need to continue to grow their business.
Next week, we're doing a past presenter update.
And next week, we're doing a past presenter update. One thing that we do is we support. We're not like the Lions. We're not a one and done.
No. Daryl is not a Lions fan. No.
I get that for David. I was thinking about that all morning. I get that. But we want to make sure that we support our entrepreneurs on an ongoing basis, not just today, but continuing. Because in 6 months or 7 months or 8 months, we want you to come back and talk about what you implemented and how it helped your business to grow. So we definitely want to hear that. Or if you have businesses, or if you have ideas for another business, we want to hear those too. So next week, we're going to bring back one of our past presenters. They're going to tell us what they've been doing the last few months and how Community 1 Million Cups has helped them and continues to help them.
Hey, Daryl, can I demonstrate how this works?
Absolutely. Come on up. Got about.
Who's got the light?
1 minute.
Who's got the light? You got the adapter.
Oh, I've got the adapter.
Who's got the